Now, so PNPism, right, as it relates to what Andrew Holness defined, right, we know that PNPism tied to democratic socialism, while the Jamaica Labour Party, JLPism, tied to what we call crony capitalism. And so then we are going to show the evidence. Let us get into Andrew Holness' clip as he doubled down in his dirty politics, right? And try to be conniving, right? Practicing the dinosaurial politics. Where Andrew Holness is defining PNPism.
Peaceful man, progressive man, where no crime, no death, people live good and neighborly with each other. But now we see a certain type of crime emerging. A kind of crime that I can only say, boy, this look like PNPism. It just look like PNPism. And it's not me, said so. Is them come out and defend it? Is them come out and defend it? Them see certain crimes going on in this community. And then them come out and defend that kind of crime. PNPism. PNPism. Now, we as a government will never give any form of protection, succor, coverage to any criminality, criminal or criminal behavior. Nobody from my political party must come out and speak in support of any criminal, criminality or criminal behavior. And I want to make that absolutely clear, because that is the difference between us and them. They are not like us. They use whatever happens in the society, even if it is criminal, for their political benefit. And that, my friends, is PNPism. They embrace even criminality to make their political point for political benefit. And that is how PNPism has destroyed our society. And it is threatening to do so again, because we see their embrace of criminality, their defense of criminality. And that is why, my friends, they resist the states of public emergency, because they are bent on defending and protecting criminals.
Jamaican people, did we just heard that? What the Prime Minister stated in terms of defining PNPism. It's quite shocking. Quite shocking. Now, I am going to make certain things very clear for the Prime Minister. As the Prime Minister defined PNPism in his sort of the way we phrase the politics, right? As it relates to a different type of crime emerging. A type of crime emerging that looks like PNPism. He said, my party must not give any support to any criminals. Now, let me break that down for you, Prime Minister. Let me just sort of fund that. Let me repeat that. The Prime Minister, let me quote, open quote, my party must not give any support to any criminal. Now, I want to ask a question, Andrew Holness. And I want to find out if your party is aligned as it relates to Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey, where a crime of number 3 or a felony of number 3 committed in his home, where Jeremy had received over 21 stab wounds and a bullet put to his head. We have seen here today as we speak, Patrick Bailey is still out there. Patrick Bailey is still out there. We understand the nature of the crime. We understand that this man died in Patrick Bailey's home, and there was no form of intrusion, right? No form of intrusion. Your administration, as how you define PNPism, my party must not give any support to any criminal. So, okay. So I highlighted Patrick Bailey. I don't finish with you yet, Prime Minister. I am just heating up here. Let me ask you a question, Prime Minister. I'm going to ask you a question. Now, when you see the Jamaican people moving away from you, this is the reason why the Jamaican people are moving away from you. The Jamaican people know that you're a deceiver, right? You are Beelzebub. You are Prince of the Morning. You are Satan. All of the above. And why? Let me explain this to you. We have seen $470 million, Andrew Holness, utilized through 3 companies of yours. Estate Bridge, Imperium, right? And another company of yours. $470 million between 2020 and 2023. You're not going to escape. We are going to keep this fire burning. No distractions. No distractions will avoid us. You understand? From not defining JLPism. So we are going to define JLPism. Right? As you claim that you are defining PNPism. And so then, we also look at your 2020 statutory declaration and realize that you have lied on your statutory declaration as it relates to your 2020 statutory declaration, showing you $172 million in total assets. But let me speak to you as it relates to what you need to consider, because what I want to show the Jamaican people right now, and I want them to listen to me keenly. So when you show in your 2020 statutory declaration, since you are defining PNPism, that in 2020, your statutory declaration, your total asset is $172 million. Now let us look at the duration period in terms of when you amassed that wealth. Remember that you came into the politics 1997, and I want people to share out this. You came into the politics 1997, right, to 2020, which is going to, capture roughly about 24 years. So then, if you took 24 years, right, to amass $172 million as it relates to your statutory declaration 2020, Mystic Sensation is asking you now, you would have now taken 3 years from 2020 to 2023 running $470 million to various accounts, right, utilizing through 3 of your entities. You explain to the Jamaican people, Mr. Holness, I want you to explain to the Jamaican people. So you need to consider that, and let me leave that out there for FID to look into that as why it took the Prime Minister 24 years to amass $172 million, right, as it relates to his 2020 statutory declaration, and it took him 3 years from 2020 to 2023 to amass $470 million. Now, let me put the icing on the cake for you, Andrew Holness. Between the period 2020 to 2023, we all know that that's the pandemic period. Yes, Andrew Holness. Yes, Mr. Holness. That was the pandemic period where globally, right, business, right, majority of the businesses did not make any profit. What? Let me ask you the question, and I want FID to follow my track. What sort of business investment? Let me come to you now, Andrew Holness. What sort of business investment that you would have done in SSL between 2020 to 2023 that you would have gotten return on your investment? So, FID, I want you to listen to me. What you need to investigate, FID, right, between 2020 and 2023, right, what sort of business that the Prime Minister aligned with that would have given him return on his investment. Now, Prime Minister, let me repeat what you have said. You said my party must not give any support to any criminal. So then, let me ask you a question, Andrew Holness. Are you saying to the Jamaican people that you're totally oblivious that you cross-carry, right, participated in the 1995 financial meltdown? You didn't know? You have no awareness? This is what you're telling Jamaican people. You said your party must not give any support to any criminals. So then let me ask you, you did not aware that you cross-carry along with Paul Cheng Young, right? Even when the court ordered Paul Cheng Young not to do anything with his assets, Paul Cheng Young went, right, after the court ordered him not to interfere with those assets 4 days after, right, as according to the court document, Paul Cheng Young, right, had given you cross-carry, released roughly about 19 properties to you cross-carry for you cross-carry to hide those properties. Now, Andrew Holness, Adler Shaw, Nigel Clark, yes, none of you guys, you didn't know it. You were totally oblivious. You were incognizant of the fact that you cross-carry involved with these issues. Then let me ask you now, Andrew Holness, why did you become a part of SSL, having a profile account in SSL? Having that information and having that level of awareness, why would you have done it? Now we can understand why the FSC would have flagged SSL and while your administration playing blind as it relates to Nigel Clark, right, deny that he had gotten the report because Nigel Clark is there to cover you. That's why we show the evidence on this channel where Nigel Clark was a director in your Positive Jamaica Foundation, right? Yes, before he entered into politics. So we know that You paved the way, right, for Nigel Clark to come into politics, and you make sure that you place him in the Minister of Finance. For what? To protect you and your wrongdoing.